Today's show is brought to you by Drift Outfitters at 199 Queen Street East in downtown Toronto, Ontario. Drift Outfitters is packed full of fly fishing gear, tying materials, clothing, hats, bags, and more. Rob and the guys down at the shop have you covered for all your fly fishy needs. Whether you're taking a trip to Northern Ontario or heading on a massive journey to the heart of Africa to fish tigerfish on the Zambezi River, Drift Outfitters has got you. Stop by the shop at 199 Queen Street East or visit them online at driftoutfitters.com to take advantage of their fantastic online store and free shipping on Canadian orders over $100. Hello and welcome to another episode of So Fly. It's January. My name is Mitch. We've got Yelma.
Hey.
We've got Aldo.
Hi.
We've got Gab.
Hey, how's it going?
Whoa, we've got Gab.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
Yeah. So
Hi,
good
Gab.
to be back.
Gab, welcome back to the show, baby.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
We've got Gab on the podcast today because Gab, as you know, used to be a host on the show, and he's leaving us forever, right, Gab?
That's true. No, I'll probably be back. No, I'm moving back to.
You're coming back already?
Nah,
Oh, you didn't
visit,
Even, you
to
didn't
visit.
even leave yet.
I'll come back to visit.
Okay.
I'm leaving Ontario in 2 weeks.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Quebec City.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
You know.
Wait. You're not just going to Quebec City. Where are you going?
Well, I'm yeah.
He's going to
I'm
Quebec City.
Quebec City.
No,
That's where
but
I'm
he's going to
going.
be at a place. Like,
I'm
be specific.
I mean, my wife and I found an apartment in Quebec City. We're moving there, and then I wanted to drive 20 minutes instead of 5 hours to go fish for brook trout.
Okay, sick.
So
You
like,
did it.
yeah, it's basically nature.
You did it, man.
Did it.
You did it.
Did it. It's gonna take me 20 minutes now.
Back to the province of your birth.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
My hometown, my river. I'm going back to it. Yeah.
Good, man. Fucking right. Well, it's nice to have you on the show today.
Thanks.
What are we drinking today, Yelma?
I am drinking the best tasting whiskey that I've had. I'm not even joking. I love this 40 Creek Copper Pot.
Yeah, man. We're drinking 40 Creek today. It's as always, you know, and it's Friday night, and
It's cold.
it's cold.
It is really cold today.
It's cold. It's like the first
Yeah.
actual cold winter's day.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
a busy work week.
I better
Everybody's
get used to
swamped.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty
seriously.
cold in Quebec City, right?
It is. Yeah, it is pretty cold. There's a lot more snow than here.
Yeah.
Well, there's no snow here.
No,
It's
there
just
isn't.
cold.
It's just cold.
We're supposed to get a whole
Yeah.
bunch of snow tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice.
It was flurry. It was a little bit of flurries yesterday, but
Mm.
yeah, nothing substantial.
I'm going archery class tomorrow.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Where?
Why?
On the Danforth. On the Danforth, there's like an archery school, and my
What?
friend was like, I want to kind of try archery. I've never tried it. And I was like, oh, I kind of was into it when I was a kid. Let's go do like a class together. And then yeah, we're just going.
That's sick.
I just want to see if I have the same glory of my past. You know.
Good for you, man. Welcome back, man. That's crazy, man. I missed you. Missed you, yeah. Crazy
Right,
shit.
right? Yeah, I miss you too, guys.
Crazy shit. You're
Yeah,
going to
archery.
go to Danforth to
Archery classes.
shoot.
Archery
to shoot
classes,
arrows?
Good for you,
Yeah.
man.
I haven't fished for so long because I'm hurt.
Why?
I hurt my wrist from casting all summer.
Oh, yeah?
What?
Yeah, and now I have to take a 4-month break.
Where did it begin? The casting hurt.
It kind of started in like probably late June or
On a
like
trip?
early July. Not on a trip, kind of around here, like
Oh.
fishing for trout that type thing.
Jeez Louise.
And then I did this bike trip in Nipigon for like 8 days
Mhm.
in August, and then casting like a 10 weight with a full sink. And then I came back and yeah,
Jesus.
I've been
You're all
screwed,
fucked
like
up.
super fucked up since then. Yeah,
But you're not supposed to break your wrist there, Gab.
I know. I'm just
And
I'm
then
a
he-
shitty caster, man.
That was a
I'm
joke.
just kidding.
That was a joke.
I know that was pretty good.
That's pretty
yeah.
good, actually.
That was a pretty good joke.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of exposed myself. I have to.
It was.
Break your wrist. And you
Yeah.
broke your wrist.
I did.
Well, we're going to talk about your Nipigon trip because we weren't on that trip, and I want to hear all about it.
Yeah, it was pretty sick. Well, you guys equally did some pretty awesome trips.
Yeah, but you know what? I think today we want to go over, like, hey, man, it's been a while since we've had you on the show.
I know.
It's fun that you're back. I'm glad that you're getting hooked up in Quebec City. It's going to be fun.
Mhm.
I think we should go over and talk about all the fun we've had over the years, your trip to Nipigon,
Yeah.
Definitely.
and also, like, what you're expecting to be fishing for when you get back home.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What do you want to start with?
But I want to start with, Yelma, did you do a Factor Fishy today, by any chance?
No, I thought this was focused on Gab.
Honestly,
so
I didn't
want-
even think about
Ah.
it. Factor
No,
Fishy?
I did think
Oh,
about
you know what we should do, though?
What?
Is a fly fishing news with Gab.
Yes.
Whoa.
But like,
that'd be
Oh,
but
there we go.
I kind of thought about it, but I was like, I'll
Mhm.
leave it. But I had a breaking news, and it was me leaving.
Oh, that's great.
But now we know.
Yeah.
But we can do it with the sound.
Yeah, man.
Do we
Well,
have
maybe we will.
You know
do
what? You know what? I'm
We
gonna
don't.
I'm gonna look something, see if there's any fishy facts, and then I'm just gonna get you to read the news story.
Yeah, well, let's pull.
Okay.
Let's pull together Gab's news.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now while we
in a
talk.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, great idea.
But
Fun.
yeah,
Okay, well, let's start. Let's go back. Let's go right back to the beginning because I met you back in Toronto.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
5 years ago, like when we went to the
Yeah.
Sportsman Show.
yeah, that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. That
That's
was
really fun.
the first love at first sight.
Yeah, it was. It was a good time.
That's when we started to hang out 5 years ago.
Yeah,
Then you started to work with Ilma.
yeah.
So wait a minute. Who met who first out of the three of you guys?
Gab and I met through a friend,
Yeah.
Trav,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and then
Here in Toronto, right?
no,
His
in
friend
Ottawa.
is in California now.
Yeah.
But like he just says, "Hey, you guys should hook up," and
Yeah.
then we went for a beer, and then we're like, "Let's
Gab
do
had
something."
a blog. Yeah, tried it. My homework.
Yeah.
I was doing something called Drift.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I know, right?
How your blog was called Drift.
Yeah.
I know we're sponsored by
Drift
Drift.
Yeah.
fishing. Yeah.
It was good. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we hooked up and we went to the Sportsman Show together.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
We met Bill Spicer, remember?
yeah, Bill was standing in the new Fly Fisher booth there.
Yeah.
Went over to him, talked. That's where we met a bunch of people. We met a bunch of people there that day.
Yeah, that's true.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And then then I hooked up with Yilma and then we started SoFly.
Yeah. And then Aldo joined.
Yeah.
What, like a year later? I guess.
2 years later.
2 years later.
2 years
it-
later, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the first episode was you three guys.
Mm-hmm.
First episode
Yeah.
was us in my apartment. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's such a long
We
time.
definitely
ago.
should use that photo again for this.
Well, this is like a history of SoFly.
Yeah.
right
a
now.
little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I feel a
Hey,
little
there's-
nostalgic.
There's some people that comes into the shop a lot of the time and they're like, "Hey, I just started to listen to the podcast." Like,
Nice.
I'm not like the third one.
Nice.
So like, people still listen to our old stuff.
You're in for a treat. It gets a lot better.
Yeah.
Remember when we
wasn't-
started with the snowball mics in my apartment?
Yeah, I remember.
I still have mine.
Yeah,
I still
me
have
too.
mine too.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
it's
funny.
It's on the shelf
Me
as a
too.
trophy.
I use it like here and there because I
Yeah.
do like a chronicle on a outdoor podcast based
Yeah.
in Quebec.
Yeah.
So I still use the
Oh wait!
snowball.
Oh wait a
It
minute!
comes in handy.
What?
Yeah.
What's the
comes in
podcast
handy.
called?
It's called Simply Outdoor. Simplement Outdoor. and,
Nice.
It was like not rated like the
Sweet.
fifth most.
You took
downloaded
news with
podcast.
Gab to another podcast?
A little bit, yeah.
Gab.
Yeah.
Oh my!
But it's in French.
Nice. Fucking right. That's good. So are you going to keep doing that when you're in Quebec City?
Yeah.
Dope, man.
Yeah, I'm still gonna do some stuff like that. I'm hoping even to do it a little bit more.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm going to Quebec City to basically just continue what we and what I was doing here.
Yeah.
Just doing it there. you
Yeah.
know, like-
And what's
Closer to
that-
family.
And then so you're gonna be guiding too. I heard. Right?
Yeah. Well, I refuse to call myself a guide right away because like I work at Drift and the guys at Drift like they teach me a lot about fly fishing and stuff and then what to say when you're a guide, what not to say when you're not a guide.
Yeah.
And then but like I'm gonna do some classes like for like safety on like swift water
Yeah.
safety rescue and stuff. I have to do that first.
Yeah,
'cause,
yeah, yeah.
the Jacques-Cartier River is a pretty intense river.
Yeah.
There's some big boulders and eventually I want to take people on the raft.
Nice.
Yeah.
So like I can't just like throw them because it's kind of in Quebec. It's kind of like in Ontario. There's no license like the
Mhm.
guide, like, so everyone can call themselves a guide basically.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But it's to have like the proper insurance and stuff and the proper knowledge too. Like for sure it's the river where I grew up, but like I haven't lived there for 8 years. I go every year still, but like
Mhm.
there's still a lot of homework that I want to get done.
Yeah.
Before taking people.
Before your trout
To-
eats
to-
your homework.
Yeah, that's right.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Okay, that wasn't that good one.
No, still pretty good.
No, that was
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
good. I
okay.
liked it. I liked it.
I appreciate.
Yeah. So the goal is to develop more fishing on the Jacques-Cartier River. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It was a salmon river for a long time. It's not anymore. So people are kind of like discarded a bit.
Mhm.
But it's an amazing brook trout fishery, and I think it deserves a bit more love. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to her. you know?
Well, so the brook trout. Talk about
Yeah.
them. Like, did they get like pretty big?
So
Are they...
yeah, there's like any brook trout river. There's a lot of smaller ones.
Mhm.
But there's also like big ones. They're not as like plentiful, I would say. But I have this Scrado that on the Jacques-Cartier, or like for brook trout rivers, when you use big flies,
Mhm.
you catch big fish.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the trick, right? Like
Right.
you catch a lot of, and I say small. You catch a lot of like 10 to like 12 inch trout.
Right.
And then if you go to the right spot, you know, you got your chance at like 15, 18. I've seen 20s on the Jacques
Oh,
Cartier.
wow.
They don't come easy, you know, like it's
Yeah.
not a, but they're there. So we just have to go and find them.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So when you came from Quebec years ago, how long you been in Ontario?
It's been 8 years in Toronto, and
Yeah.
then although I lived in Gatineau, I kind of tell people that I live in Ottawa for like a year and a half because
Yeah, it's
like I
basically the same.
spend my time in Ottawa anyway, like so.
So
Close enough.
9.5 years in Ontario.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much.
pretty much.
What-
Which I loved, you know. Like
Yeah.
I discovered a lot. We traveled. I've
traveled-
traveled
oh,
more
yeah.
in northern Ontario more often than
Mhm.
I've had traveled to northern Quebec. Like
Mhm.
Well, true.
It's
Very
kind
true.
of like my little spot. Well, my little spot, my ginormous spot.
Yeah.
There's so much to discover, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm pretty lucky to have done that.
What were some of your favorite parts of Ontario?
Parts
If we go back, because like remember the first time we went to Temagami,
Mm-hmm.
met Eric for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
Rented
catch
a-
anything.
rented
for
a
like
Dodge
four
Durango.
straight days.
Rented a Dodge Durango.
The Dodge Durango was cool. Yeah, Temagami has been one of my favorite places.
Yeah.
I think it's no secret, right? Like,
Yeah, it's
A Dodge Durango.
Yeah.
awesome.
It was
great.
awesome. It was so.
Did none of you have cars back then?
No.
Yeah, but
I did-
Yelma had one, but like, just like
Nothing for
the
that.
regulars, they didn't want to take
Three
it.
guys and a bunch
Right.
of gear.
Right,
Loaded in the back of an
Gotcha.
SUV
Yeah.
and bang.
Mitch
up
too.
to
You had
Temagami.
your car.
Yeah, we
but
both. Oh yeah.
My
we both
Honda
had
though, but you know.
I think
we're
it was
like,
just like
pack it
you
all
guys
in.
both had cars and I didn't, and then they
We
were
prepared.
both old, so we
we
just ran.
prepared like crazy for that trip. Like it
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
whoa, we're going north for the first time in our lives. Like,
That was really fun.
you know, like it was like
It was raining.
It was
so
a big
cold.
deal. It was a big deal.
Yeah, it was an awesome trip.
You know, it was a great video.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
first video.
it was our first
It was
video
awesome.
work.
It was our
Yeah.
first video.
Yeah, I watched it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
before I met you guys, I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to like figure out where it was you're cooking those eggs.
That was in
That
Eric's buddies.
Now
Yeah.
that I've been there a couple times, I'm
It's
like,
Eric's buddy's house.
Eric's
that
buddy's house.
Okay.
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
But it was a fun trip, and that was the first one. But like, yeah, apart from Temagami, or maybe it is Temagami. What has been your favorite Ontario?
I think Temagami for the amount of time that we've been
Yeah.
going. Like, yeah, we went together like twice.
Yeah.
Then I went in the winter last winter. I went winter
Mhm.
camping with Eric.
Mhm.
Then this summer I went again and I hosted like a two guys like on a guided trip.
Lady
on a
Evelyn.
brook trout.
On a brook
trip.
trout
Lady
trip.
Evelyn, right?
Yeah, in the Lady Evelyn, and then
There you
dude,
go.
like the fish, they were so good.
Yeah.
It was such an awesome trip with like super awesome size brook trout and just a bunch of cool dudes together,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
think
fun.
yeah, it kind of definitely holds a special place, but
Temagami's dope.
yeah,
Super special place.
But how
You're like-
can you like
Discriminate.
dismiss like Ottawa Piscat River?
Oh, I know, that was
So
crazy.
good.
Mhm.
This summer, like Lake Nipigon for like 7-8 days, like that was
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, you've been
Yeah.
to some extreme northern Ontario places.
yeah,
Totally.
yeah.
And then, of course, Southern Ontario and all the trout streams and all the rivers and
Jeez,
Credit
yeah.
and the Grand and
The
the
upper
Ottawa,
credit
and
is
then
definitely-
Eastern and the Ottawa River and
Yeah, we did all those. Buckshot Lake,
Buckshot Lake.
Buckshot Lake.
Trico
Highlands.
hatch from one extreme to the next.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you've done
We
all that.
remember we were doing a tournament against Gear and we won.
Yes, we did win.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about
We
that.
did win.
Yeah,
We kicked
yeah, yeah.
What?
our butt.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute. What happened?
Episode 8 or something. No,
Oh, right, right,
episode
right.
Something 10 or 12 or
Yeah.
no 7, something like
In
that.
our early beginnings, we went to Buckshot.
Yeah, we did an episode with my buddies, and they're all spin guys, and we fly fished, and they spun fish, and we were
s-
like us versus them for
And
bass opener, and we
Boom.
beat them.
Beat
Yeah,
them.
man, we were.
We knew the secrets.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that place pretty well.
and fly fishing is better.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially when you chum first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, chumming is the key.
The dynamite helped too, but we were holding fly rods.
yeah,
So-
yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
I keep telling people like, at the shop they think that I do that for real now because I say that too many times. But you dip your you leave your fly in a Ziploc bag with fish food.
Yeah,
Shake it, leave it for the night.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
I mean,
catch all the goldfish.
don't we kind of all do that?
yeah.
I did that.
Yeah,
Did you actually do that?
of course you
No.
Imagine though.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Maybe a
Yeah.
little.
So you went to Nipigon. You guys want to talk about
We
Nipigon?
definitely do. Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
so-
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a place we haven't been to yet, and you went to this summer.
Nipigon was unreal. I went with my awesome buddy Matt Martin, who guide in that area mostly, like Lake of the Wood, but
Yeah.
Northern Ontario. Guide for Muskie before.
Nice.
I went there with him and his dad.
Yeah.
You were on Lake Nipigon, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Not the
yeah.
river.
No.
Yeah.
No, we just bypassed the river.
Mhm.
We arrived at a small bay,
Yeah.
and then it was like 2 hours of boating to get to our island.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was it's cool. And then the set of islands where we were, you can't
2
camp there
hours of
before
boating.
July 1st
Yeah.
because it's a woodland caribou sanctuary.
Whoa.
They raise
Whoa.
the babies on islands, so like the wolf
What?
don't go get them. So like we were there in October. I mean in August. So like we were cleared to stay there, but
Oh,
and
that's
it's all
pretty cool.
Crown Land too. You don't have to pay it.
Yeah.
And
How
then
long
people
is it? How long
they-
is it on Crown Land? Like 3 months? You're allowed to stay before you have to move.
No, I think
legally?
it's 12 days.
12 days. Oh.
Yeah,
Way off.
yeah. It's 12 days. You can rent them.
Yeah.
I think like you can rent those parcels of property from the government to have like fishing camp or like hunting camp.
Yeah.
But no, you can't just stay free loafing for like 12 months.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, like when we drove up to Attawapiskat, that was a pretty big part of the trip. Where in Ontario is Nipigon?
So like Nipigon is basically it's 5 hours. What was it take like Hearst driving to Hearst? That was like
11 hours.
11 hours. Like it's like 4 to 5 more hours
Oh, okay.
of a drive.
But it's like kind of west
Yeah, it's
or more
it's west. It's east of it's northeast of Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
On the peak of the North Shore, there's Thunder Bay,
Yeah.
and then when you look like east north of it, like it's
Yeah.
about like a 2-hour drive northeast of Thunder Bay.
Yeah, that's pretty out there.
Yeah, it's out
That's a
there.
far drive.
But it's beautiful, like driving along the. Because when we went to Hearst, we took the forest highway.
Yeah.
But we took the highway that's along Lake Superior. So like, you
Yeah.
see all the. You wake up in the morning because we started to drive on Friday night at like 9 p.m.
Mhm.
Left Toronto,
Yeah.
and
Wh-
then.
You know what? Sorry, I need
Yeah,
to go
yeah.
back because there was an epic moment
Mm.
I just need to talk about because this is like we have not spotted a big black bear
Yeah.
since us three
Yeah.
spotted it on our first trip to Tamaga. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
And
That's
you guys
true.
were like, yo, what the hell, man? Because I didn't slow down, and it was like,
I know.
so there's a lot of things wrong with that
was like-
situation, but that was like pretty special because that black bear was huge.
Yeah, and you didn't slow down.
It didn't slow down, and then the next time we saw a black bear was like, Gab spotted it when we were leaving out of Wabascat on the
Like right off the
The plane.
Taking
plane.
off. Yeah, taking off.
Sorry, I just had to mention that because I think I need to see more of that.
road trips animals.
Yeah,
They're fun, right?
exactly. Yeah, totally.
I saw
Mhm.
the talking about road trips animal on the way to Lake Nipigon
Mhm.
in Vaughan, just north of Toronto.
Yeah.
I saw the biggest, healthiest deer I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
Wow.
That thing was like 10 points and
Thick.
so thick of muscle. I was like, oh, yeah, and he's like hanging
He's
out.
eating old
like,
Wendy's cheeseburgers in the
Yeah,
back of
that's
Wendy's.
it. That's
It's a
it.
thick deer.
He's
That's
a
a
safe
long-
deer, right? Like,
There's a lot of Wendy's on that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, there
Yeah.
is.
Anyways, sorry to segue. That was a special.
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
but
no,
go
but-
back to
Yeah,
Nipigon.
Vaughan.
Tell everybody about Nipigon.
But yeah, no, the drive there is beautiful because it's along the North Shore
Yeah.
of Lake Superior, and it's wild and it's beautiful. We saw a bobcat
Oh,
Whoa,
cool.
cool.
at
Oh,
night.
wow.
Yeah, coming back.
That's cool.
But that was cool.
That's
I've
cool.
never really seen one. I've seen like
Mhm.
there were tracks in the snow, but I've
Yep.
never seen one with my eyes. So that was cool.
So you're trailering a boat the whole way?
Yeah. 17-foot Prince Craft, like a pretty serious boat.
Mhm.
And you know what? Like that lake is so huge and so intense at moments. Like
Mhm.
that felt like a small boat.
Yeah.
Like you felt
You're
pretty
in an
small
ocean.
sometimes. It certainly looked like the ocean. We
Pretty
got
wild.
like 6-foot like swells and stuff like
Pretty
that.
wild place, eh?
Yeah. And
Like there's really nothing around, right?
there's nothing around, and the weather just switched on you like super fast. Like some place like we were on our way to a fishing spot, and we just eventually like halfway there we're like, okay, let's turn around. We're never gonna make it.
Yeah.
Right, even in a motorboat.
Yeah, and even just too
Dang.
much waves, like.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty
we were
wild.
surfing like on the way back with all the stuff, like packing the boat back up and leave. It took us almost like 4 hours to come back instead of 2.
Jesus.
And like we were like surfing on waves. Like the motor was catching up on waves, and I'm like, we're like surfing right now.
Jesus.
It was pretty intense.
Crazy.
So
man.
what,
Yeah,
what were
yeah.
you fishing for?
So we were fishing for pike.
Oh, okay.
Like, since the trip to Attawapiskat, I've
Mhm.
kind of been into pike fishing, and
Big pike.
Yeah.
then we wanted to do it again this summer, Matt and I, and we're like, let's do like a do-it-yourself that's not so expensive,
Mhm.
so we can do it. And then what's the gnarliest furthest place we can
That
fish.
you can drive to.
Yeah, that we can drive to in
Yeah.
Ontario, and then Lake Nipigon came up pretty quickly, and I was like, "Fuck it, let's do it."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. North of Thunder Bay,
Yeah.
massive lake.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, I've just got it on the map right now. Yeah.
It's kind of like the size of Jordan Bay. When you look about it, it's almost like the size of Jordan Bay.
Jeez,
Yeah,
that's crazy,
And-
man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, like,
That's why fishing's good.
like
right?
it's so big.
Pressure is so.
Yeah.
At Drift, I was working, and a guy was like, "I've been there before. Let me tell you like a really good spot." And I'm like, "Okay, what is it?" He said, "Go to McIntyre Bay." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then you go online, you look, McIntyre Bay is like the size of Lake Simcoe. And you're like, "Holy shit!"
You're like, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, "Wow, now
Narrowed it
let's
down.
find the spots on the spot."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
so you arrived to a lake that big.
Yeah.
How did you start? How you're like, okay, what?
With with a map, a weather radio, and two more willing guys. Actually, like Matt's cousin
Okay.
is a police officer in Thunder Bay,
Okay.
and he fishes there a lot.
Oh,
Mostly
okay.
for he down rigs for Lakers, which
Okay.
we did a little bit because like sometimes we're like, oh, let's just down rig for 5 minutes,
Yeah,
catch 5 lake trout, and then go home.
that's crazy.
But yeah, no, he kind of showed us the island where we stayed, and then he left the next morning.
Okay.
Like he
So
took off.
how big was the island you were camping on
Jeez,
in comparison to like say like Eric's Island, which was like
no, it was bigger than that. It was probably like 5 times Eric's Island.
okay, so
But like it was like
a few
rock.
clicks long and wide kind
Yeah, yeah. I tried to go on top.
Yeah.
Because we were on the wrong side
Mhm.
of the wind,
of. Okay.
so like we couldn't see the storm coming in.
Yeah.
Really, like you could see, but like you need to. So I tried to climb on top, and I couldn't even like. I didn't even reach like the top.
So it's big. It's a decently big island.
Decent island.
Nothing
yeah.
on it.
No. A
an
campsite. There was a Thunderbox already on it,
Nice.
and then the
Mm.
campsite was huge, and it was like
Thunderbox.
yeah, no, like
I'd have a
the
Thunderbox.
yeah. There's
What's a Thunderbox, Gav, for people?
a
at home?
Thunderbox is a. I guess it's a bathroom.
It's like a
that we find.
receptacle. Yeah.
It's a receptacle for poops.
For you to make your thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah, for you to
Lay
thunder in the
down.
jungle,
Yeah.
and they're usually like in provincial parks, in a
Yeah.
place that you can camp or like even like a canoe, and they get pretty deep. Like you
Yeah.
find them pretty often.
Deep.
Winter
Yeah,
camping
yeah.
with Thunderbox. My bum is gonna freeze.
Well, just bring a couple of those hand warmers. You
Yeah,
And just sit on your hands.
true.
Know?
Yeah,
God.
then you can.
times.
Yeah. No, I'm
So
not-
had Matt. You mentioned he was a guide up north in the
Yeah.
Lake of the Woods. Had he ever guided on Nipigon, or was
No,
this
never.
his first time as well?
all three of us have
Noobs.
never been.
Nipigon noobs.
Yeah, yeah. We
Whoa.
arrived at that bay. We're like,
Okay.
you look at this small bay, but then it opens.
Right.
And where it opens, you see white caps, and you're like, "This is it."
Wow.
I'm like, let's do this.
That's the thing about Northern Ontario. It's just so gnarly.
Yeah.
It
It's
is,
just
yeah,
like when
yeah.
it's just
Yeah, it is pretty gnarly.
And it's
you're pretty alone when you're alone.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But that's lovely that you guys were noobs and you guys were so successful.
And we saw 2 more boats. Like for 8 days, we saw 2 different boats.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
Didn't see anyone else.
Wow.
So yeah, I guess
Yeah.
like what was the fishing like?
The fishing was cool. Like I mean, they like you go to a place like that. You with Ottawa Pescat, after 45 minutes, we all had a pike in the 40 inches.
Well, 10 minutes.
There, like it's a big fucking lake. So like you
Yeah.
kind of
Oh,
have to
okay.
explore a bit.
Right.
And,
Right, right,
and then
right.
you're like, where do I go? So like you look at maps, you look at bays and stuff. But the fishing was amazing. The first 2 days, and again because of Ottawa Pescat, we were chucking like big flies and like musky size like flies. They were not really into that. And
No?
then we started to get smaller flies,
Mhm.
and then 6 inches, like streamers, like pike streamers, but in a really smaller size.
Oh, interesting.
Then we started to catch like big ones,
Mm.
Yeah.
and then they were lazy. We basically like sight fish for them.
Yeah.
You go into smaller bays and then look for like a fish underwater and then cast to it like from
So
the
you were
end.
hunting a little bit, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like hunting, and it's cool because everyone that's been there were like, oh, in October the pike were gonna be in pretty deep water, and we did catch pike in deep water. But every time we went to shallow bays,
Mhm.
you'd see like a log, you're like, oh, that's kind of moving, and then you'd cast to it. But then even if you pass the fly like on top of them, they wouldn't do much. Like you really had to cast and
Mhm.
let it sink basically in front of the face, and and then twitch it, kind of like a cat. It was
Well,
like
what time of year did you go? Did they just was it cold water?
early August, and it wasn't
Oh.
cold. It wasn't cold. It was it was kind of perfect. I went for a swim. Like it was
Yeah.
really nice,
Wow.
and the water's so clear. You can see like 20 feet deep. There's like rock boulders and stuff you
Jeez.
can
Oh
see.
my God, it's beautiful.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So there's pike, there's Lakers, there's what
Yeah.
else is there? There's brookies, right?
There's brook trout.
The big
which,
brookies.
Which
Nipigon
Matt and I,
brookies.
we both didn't have success with them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Probably pretty fickle, eh?
But they were there.
Mhm.
You know, they would follow like your flies all the way to the boat, but they would never connect.
Mhm.
But
Mm.
we didn't really like. We were not really prepared for the brook trout that much. Like we
Right,
really
right.
We were
like
there
focus
for the
on pike.
Pike, right?
So
right,
like
right.
you know, there's probably like streamers that I should have like used bigger streamers for that we use usually for trout.
Yeah.
I used to have, but I kind of had like small trout streamers
Mhm.
or really big pike flies.
So for the
And-
listeners out there, Gab loves his topwater flies.
Yeah.
What did you use any for Nipigon?
You know what I did? Because like I always do, but it wasn't that good. I was getting a lot of boil, like kind of like an
Yeah.
exciting. It was like the popper would land, and then something would like attack it, and you'd see
Yeah.
a wake behind,
Yeah.
but like nothing, or like a bunch of smaller ones,
Yeah.
which usually happens quite a bit when you fish with top water stuff. You catch the smaller, a little bit the dumber fish
Right.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I fished basically like a full sink line with a 10 weight the whole trip. Didn't really fish.
Cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Nice.
Nice.
Man, I can't wait to go. Can you take us when next time you go?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come with you.
We should go. Like it's a all do it yourself. You gotta bring your own food. You gotta have a decent boat too. You can't really go like with like a 12-foot like boat like that'd be a
Like,
Right,
like
right.
aluminum little.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
you
Little
can't
putt.
you can't take like a 12-foot John boat and then go
So
very
no
far.
water
Like,
masters is what you're saying.
no. I mean around
Well, maybe.
around the islands you can bring it with you, and then around the islands there's like little bays and stuff.
Right,
You can
right,
do
right.
it, but like to get to like your camp and stuff, no. You need a big boat, and you also like it's kind of like a 2-hour
Right.
boat ride, so you can't do like multiple trips.
Right.
Back
Bring
and
bring a
forth.
bring a flats boat up there and pole
Yeah.
for pike.
Oh, there's like in the McIntyre Bay. There's like flats. It's like I had to walk, and it was like like knee deep.
Really? So you could wade in
for-
parts.
for like 100 meter knee
That's
deep
great.
water, and they were not there at that time because it was not the season for
Mhm.
like super shallow water. But like apparently like in June, like when like ice out, like all the pike they go sunbathe there,
Yeah.
Oh,
and it'd be
cool.
like a
That's
flat.
so
It'd be
nice.
so awesome.
Pike in the sun.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
Sun-
side fishing for pike, man, it's cool. Like.
for sure.
On the Yadawapiskat River, it was not so much that. It was like deep
Mm.
pockets in the river, and then we
Yeah.
just like strip streamers, and then you'd see them come out, but you wouldn't like really spot them.
No,
There,
no.
like it was really like spotting it and then casting to a specific fish.
Can you not talk about Attawapiskat anymore?
Really?
I miss it so much.
Yeah, me
every,
too.
Every time you say Attawapiskat, there's a glimpse of like.
I know I talk
perfect-
about it almost every day.
Oh, dude.
So fun.
I found someone to talk about it, and then I just hold
Tell
on
them.
to
So
that
many
person and
stories.
tell them.
And we've been to a lot of places, and like this
Yeah.
is the one. Oh, okay. So
Attawapiscat's
please stop talking
sick.
about it. So sick.
And Wampus got sick.
And a Webiscat is sick.
It's the farthest north I've ever been. I think in
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
Same.
Well, I've been to Fort Mac, but not like on a fishing trip. And it's kind
Yeah.
of a city like this.
Right.
It's like you're far because like there's nothing around.
Nothing up there.
Yeah.
Like it's north.
Oh,
In
yeah.
the wild north sense.
Oh yeah, it's way
Of
more
north.
It's way more north.
Oh yeah.
I'm just looking at it in
It's like-
comparison to Nipigon.
It's like Hudson Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
north.
Yeah.
It's way up there.
Oh no, it's way up. Oops, sorry, I hit
That's
the
okay.
mic. But yeah, in Lake Nipigon you can drive to it, which is kind of appealing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
that's pretty cool. Actually.
You'd think like, maybe because you can drive to it, it's kind of busy.
How long was
But-
the drive again to Gap? Sorry, from Toronto?
It was 15
Jesus.
hours.
That's a long drive. Yeah, that's a long
Yeah,
drive.
yeah.
That's like
a
going
lot.
to Gas Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You went to Gaspé. How was it?
Oh, it was the best.
Yeah.
Do you think you're gonna fish? Try and get out there now that you're closer.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
far
yeah, yeah.
are you going to be?
Quebec
How far is
City,
Quebec
you're
City to
like
Gaspé?
6.
Yeah, it's still like it's still a ways. Like you're not very
Yeah.
close, but like
It's almost like Quebec City's halfway from
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I mean, from here.
it
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
looks like that.
Yeah. Like I remember when we got to Quebec City. Well, obviously that's where the St. Lawrence, like
it gets
really
widened. Yeah.
starts widening, and then you stop seeing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
the towns get smaller.
And then if
smaller
you,
smaller. It's so beautiful. Like when you get to like by the time you get to Rimouski, you feel like you're.
Did you guys see like belugas and stuff?
No,
no.
we
Okay.
didn't really stop. So
yeah,
but
yeah.
I just I was in Rimouski when I was 2.
Yeah.
That was the last.
But
time
it's
I was
fun
there.
to go as an adult, right?
Yeah. So it was just like, it was so nice to be back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't wait for that stuff. Yeah, like I mean, like I grew up in Quebec and never really fished for Atlantic salmon.
Yeah.
But now that I have
A little
that I'm
more
in my
accessible.
30s and I have disposable income,
Yeah. Make it work.
yeah, we'll make it work.
What are you looking forward to most going back to that part of town?
Part of town.
Part of town. You know what? The Jacques-Cartier River.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
the
Okay.
Jacques-Cartier
Like I gotta
River,
see
like-
this one day.
Well, you're gonna
I'm
be
Like
so
really,
close.
like
Yeah.
it. I talked to my wife and she was like, "Why do you want to go back?" When I pitched it to her, and I was like, "Because I miss my river." And she was like, "Okay, let's do it." No, it didn't
Let's
come-
do it.
Didn't come that easy, but it.
Is Chantel gonna fly fish too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. She will.
Nice.
She will. Because
For those out there,
It's dope.
Chantel is Gab's wife. Gab is taken.
Yeah.
FYI,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
he's
yeah.
taken.
he's taken.
I'm taken. She's
You
pretty
got
awesome.
married on Trout Opener,
I know.
2018.
Isn't that love? That's love.
That is
right?
love.
Yeah.
No, and thank you for that because the next day we did fish and I was hungover. So thank you, Gab.
That's okay. We went. Aldo and I went 2 days later, or like a week later,
A
and
week
then
later,
yeah.
That's
like
good.
fished like for 12 hours and caught a million fish.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm looking for like to do the Jacques-Cartier, and I want to do like I did walk and wade with my dad my
Yeah.
whole life,
Mhm.
and now like over in the spring I took a drift boat for the first time,
Yeah.
kind of like really, and then I tried the Watermaster a bunch of times this summer, and I'm kind of into rowing.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mhm.
I almost like don't like canoe anymore.
Yeah.
Before I was always like
so you really
canoeing
like,
and stuff,
yeah.
but no, rowing is just there's something about it that
Oh, for sure.
so good.
It's a great exercise.
And
man.
then I want to discover the Jacques-Cartier River as a whole because I'm gonna drift it now.
Dope. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
That would be sick. So when you fish the Jacques Cartier, like if you're based out of Quebec City, like what town are you?
You have a choice of a lot of towns because
Okay.
it's a pretty far river. It goes all the way into like the Jacques-Cartier Park, which is like in the Laurentide kind of like massif. But I fish kind of like the middle part. Like there's it between Shannon and Sainte Catherine. It's like a super nice nice spot, and it's 20 minutes outside of Quebec City, and you're
Nice.
there's moose. You see deer. There's
Wildlife.
yeah, wildlife everywhere and stuff. It's pretty.
like
It's an awesome
yeah.
place, and it's literally like a 20-minute drive from Quebec City.
Yeah, it's pretty
huge,
sick.
Yeah.
beautiful.
And then access is really good too. Like
That's pretty cool. I'm just like looking it on Google right now.
yeah, like 25 meter from the shore
It's
all the way
beautiful.
to 25 meter away. It's all government owned.
Right.
So
Oh,
like you can
okay.
use it. Like you can, of course, like you can't cross on private property to
Right,
reach
right.
the river.
Yeah.
But like if you find like an access point, like
Mhm.
which there is, like you can there's like rapids there are like a kilometer long.
It's
like,
gorgeous. Yeah.
So there's a lot of playgrounds on the same river.
Right.
Yeah, and kind of like pretty intense white water. So like for a raft, it'll be like
Even the Watermaster can sustain that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It
Life
depends
jacket.
which one. There's like level like 6.
Bring
I
a life
forgot, like,
jacket.
oh yeah, life jacket, and for the class,
Yeah.
I've been
I just
looking
hear
for
Eric in my head.
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
Yeah.
life jacket.
Bring a life jacket.
Bring
Oh,
a
I
life
hate
jacket.
wearing those.
Yeah, but if you're
Yeah.
gonna be hitting some rapids,
Oh
on
no,
a
for sure,
Watermaster,
for sure. Safety first, right?
launched.
We fished on one of the rafts in Indiana. It was awesome.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never tried one. I've tried drift boats, but like
Yeah.
Those rafts were really
it was good.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. It was like like 3-person. Like,
Yeah,
raft that
yeah.
weighs-
Yeah, that's kind of what I
Yeah.
want. Like not too big, but like enough to carry some stuff and
It's legit. It's legit.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
legit.
And also like I want to take Chantal on like some like overnight drifts and stuff. You
Yeah.
can do that there.
Oh.
Overnight drift.
Overnight drift.
Is that what
man,
they're
like-
calling it now? Am I
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's my game. man.
That'd be sweet, eh?
Yeah.
Bring a little bottle of wine, some cheese.
Yeah.
Fun.
They do that in Patagonia. Why not in Quebec? you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Hey, listen. So, I mean, I love.
Hey, listen, man.
I love the past Gab, the future Gab, the present Gab. What about the future? What do you want? What's next? What species of fish are you going to target next? Because I know that you're saying we're going to go here, we're going to go there in Quebec, but like
Yeah.
What's that in the future?
Well,
what's going
other
on?
like brook trout, everyone knows. It's almost like a
It's
given.
like your thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. But like
You bleed brook trout.
going back to Quebec, I want to do more salmon because like everyone, like even at Drift, right? They're like, "Oh, so you're from Quebec? You fish for salmon?" And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I didn't.
right.
I'm just
Changed my life.
Yeah,
Changed my life.
So I want to do more
Changed
of
my
that.
life. It inspired my life. I don't know.
Every
Something.
experience that you haven't really done before can change your life.
Yeah.
you know?
Seeing seeing the Bonaventure, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's one of the clearest water in the world.
Doesn't make
something
any
like that.
make any sense.
Yeah. I've seen the pictures. I mean, obviously, because
Yeah. I've seen a
yeah.
whole bunch too.
gorgeous, man.
So good.
Yeah, the water. I thought it was like 2 feet deep.
Yeah.
That's not true.
No.
Yeah.
It's so clear.
But
that,
it's
you know,
true though. It looks like you can like just walk right across the river,
Right.
and it's just like.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
sand.
Gorgeous,
Yeah.
gorgeous.
But yeah, salmon.
What about salt? What about like?
my
Do you have
dad
any
has been
trips?
have been bugging me to go for fly fish for
Yeah.
striped bass.
Yeah.
So,
So
like,
like
we're
exactly what I was
definitely
alluding to.
Definitely gonna try to do striped bass.
Yes.
With my pup, you know,
Nice.
and then also like there's on the east side of the northeast part of Quebec, there's a new highway. It's called the Trans Taiga. The name says it all. Like it's
So isn't that
it's like on the way to go to James Bay.
Can you say it again?
Trans Taiga.
It's
Taiga is
it's
like
not, It's not like La Tigre.
no, it's not Spanish. It's the boreal forest.
Yeah. So the taiga is the boreal forest.
Yeah.
okay,
So it's called
cool,
the Trans Taiga. And it's for basically it's like a route and highway of dirt
Yeah.
that they
Okay.
did for logging companies, for mining, and for sports people
Right.
like us. So and then there it's just it's the James Bay. Every single little creeks and rivers has fish in it. Lakes have like
It's insane.
pike. and-
Teaming.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to do that. Maybe not all in one summer, but in the next 2 years, I'm gonna do all of those things.
Do you have any immediate trips that you want to do this summer?
Sorry,
Any immediate trips?
immediate trips? No.
I mean, you guys are making a big move. It's like,
yeah,
let's
I'm
just
making
go back.
yeah,
and fish,
yeah. You know, like I'm leaving Toronto to move to Quebec City. So
Yeah.
like in terms of trips, I think
Jakarta.
driving 45 minutes
Yeah.
from any direction of Quebec City, it's good fishing. So I'm gonna do that
That's
a lot.
Well, fishing aside, Aldo and I, and hopefully Mitch, we're gonna come and ski with you and snowboard with you.
You
when we
snowboard?
come down.
That
Of course
too.
I do.
Nice.
I actually was playing hockey the other day.
What?
Cool.
Yeah.
Really?
I'll tell you guys.
I didn't know you
guys,
could skate.
he can't skate.
And it's
There's no way you'll make it skate.
So we'll be there.
okay.
With our boards. I mean,
Yeah, you guys should.
I donated my board, but I still have my bindings.
But
Okay, that would be great on the hill.
winter is good. Yeah.
Just me and
nothing-
bindings. Like,
Nothing goes
yeah.
like bindings.
yeah, exactly.
Why am I not
I haven't
moving?
I haven't snowboarded for a long time, but
Yeah,
you
we'll
know,
do it
It's
up.
like bicycle.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. I want to go back to this. I'm looking up the Trans Taiga
It's pretty
Highway.
wild, right?
It's like it's
No,
crazy. It
that-
cross sects the whole north.
That's what
Of
I'm
the
saying.
province.
Like,
Wow.
and that it's like crown land. So you just go and
You like I keep scrolling past like it's just like 8 million lakes.
and then you probably have to like leave a lot of good spots because like
Yeah.
if you stop
It would take a lifetime. to
if you
explore.
stop
Fish 'em
in
all.
every single like pieces of water, so you really have to be like, okay, I'm gonna go to that river, and then you just
Yeah.
drive and. But yeah, you need a good car for that.
That would be
That'd be fun.
a cool little
I wonder what's in
project.
those lakes.
yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
some monster smallies.
Yeah, and there's
Trout.
landlocked Atlantic salmon in that region, I believe. Wananish they call landlocked Atlantic salmon.
Okay.
Mhm.
So there's
Oh, like
that
the
species.
the landlocked salmon.
Yeah, there's spots.
That's pretty cool.
up there for them.
Landlocked salmon. That's like
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, but have you heard of
That's pretty wild.
Lake Manichaguan?
No, I have not.
It's
It's
a
the-
perfect
What are you guys
circle.
looking at over there?
It's
It's
That
a
looks-
perfect
Oh.
circle. It's crazy.
It's that. It's
Oh
that.
no,
it's the cir-
Manicouagan. Yes,
Manicouagan. Yeah,
Manicouagan.
it's the perfect.
So Manicouagan, what happened is that in prehistoric time, like even like I think that was like before dinosaur, an asteroid hits it, so it created like a huge.
Oh.
But then it was kind of like the impact created. It's kind of like
Yeah.
water, right? So the impact created a mountain in the middle. So
Okay.
it's like a perfect circle, and in the middle, it's like a mountain where
Dude.
there's like caribou lives.
Cool.
Picasso couldn't even
Oh,
freehand.
whoa, that's
a
crazy.
perfect-
Everybody
more
Google-
perfect circle.
How do you spell it?
Oh, here. Okay, I got it. Everybody needs to Google. Northern Canada is crazy. First,
And
Yeah,
like this
it is.
place also has
Manic.
Manic 5, which is
How does?
more- I
What,
think
wait,
it's the
sorry. What's it? What?
How do you
Pronounce the
spell
lake
it?
again?
Manicouagan.
Okay, so MANICOUAGAN.
Worth it.
Manicouagan.
It's
Google it,
an
it's
indigenous
worth it.
name. I think it's
It's
from
cool.
the Innu from the North Shore.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a cool lake.
Fishing that would be gnarly cool.
Looks
yeah,
like you can
yeah.
drive to it.
Yeah, you can. I've drive like
perfect
I've
circle.
never been to that one, but I've drive in that area. I've seen other dams.
But it's the big island in the middle. It's like a river that just is its own river.
Yeah.
But so
You know.
so Gabby, what were you saying in the middle? It's a
So,
mountain. Has a
yeah,
peak?
that's why it's like a circle, and in the
Yeah.
middle it's like
Some
an
land.
island. But it's when Earth came
Right.
up, like from
That
the
is
impact.
beat.
That
cool.
is
That is
Yeah.
so cool.
There's like
Oh my
actually
God.
there's like 3 craters,
Yeah.
ginormous craters in Quebec only.
Really?
Yeah. There's one in Baie-Saint-Paul, which the Gouffre River
Mm.
flew in, and then there's another one
Wow.
more north in like Kuujjuaq area, like where Inuit lives, but in Quebec.
I
So yeah,
love Canada.
and then they
so
dammed it.
much.
You
Yeah,
can go,
me
you
too.
can fish it. They dammed it with I think it's like
Jeez.
the 5th biggest dam in the world, like Manic 5 it's called.
Jeez.
And
Huh.
then, but yeah, no, I've been in that area. I've never
Of
seen that
course they
one,
did.
but
Of course they damned it.
for sure.
Come
man.
on.
Hey, hydroelectricity, baby.
Yeah. We're
So, okay,
Yeah.
one last time about that highway. So, does that highway start in Quebec City? Is that the idea? And cross-sects to James Bay, or sorry, the Taiga Highway?
Yeah, you kind of have to go northeast. Like,
Oh, okay.
you can from Quebec City you can go along the North Shore,
And
stuff,
then you
but
pop out at James Bay, like
Yeah,
3 years later.
Yeah, you kind of have to go through like a Lac Saint Jean area and stuff.
Mhm.
It's a ways,
Jeez.
and it's like I heard like it's not just like dirt road. It's like rock that's like broken. Like it's like
Yeah.
huge bits of rocks, and
Gnarly.
like you need to not care about the body of your car, and you need to have a really good car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like you need to
to
have
go
like
there.
two,
Yeah, you need like a Jeep and stuff like
but
that,
like
or
you need like two
a convoy.
like a convoy,
Yeah.
just in case one goes down.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and
Really?
I had that happen this summer with my dad, and it was not fun.
Mm.
Wait, what happened?
In June, I went fishing with my dad. Went to the North Shore. Went to the Forestville's Zec,
Yeah.
and then there's the Hydro Dirt Road, which they're pretty nice because it's Hydro Quebec, and
Mm.
they need to get the workers. But after the Hydro is only for sportsmen, so the road becomes real garbage
Oh man.
because there's less funding. And then we took my dad's PT Cruiser out of all cars, right?
PT Cruiser.
He's like, and my mom's so proud too. She's always like, "Oh, do you got a new car?" She's like, "Yeah, it's red."
nice.
And I'm like, "Is it in good shape?" It doesn't matter. Like, it's red. But yeah, whatever. Like, and then my dad was like, "Maybe we should rent a car." And I was like, "I don't have a big budget. Like, can we just use yours?" And then we crashed it. Like, we got a rock under the car, and then the radiator emptied.
Whoa.
And we were like maybe 3 hours of dirt road
Like it
of
fell
the
out of
nearest
car?
shore, the nearest town.
What
So-
happened to the radiator? Just like fell out?
No, it emptied.
Oh my god.
Like all
Yeah.
the fluid emptied. So like we had to stop
Jesus.
every little bit, like every 5 kilometers, we had to stop and dump cold water
Whoa.
on the motor because
Of
it was like
course.
overheating.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then it started to rain and stuff like, and it was like we should have been there at our spot at like 3 p.m. and we got there at like 12.
Whoa.
But it was funny because at some point like we're like by a little lake, and then my dad's like like elbow deep into his car and
Yeah.
fixing it, being a dad, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna rig up a rod.
Yeah.
And then I'm casting.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, I'm fishing for brook. I'm like catching brook trout while he's fixing the car, and he's like, "You motherfucker."
Totally.
So yeah, that was a fun trip.
Good times.
Yeah, good times, with my pop and stuff.
Yeah.
We patched it up and filled up with water and
Rock
did
and
the
roll.
trip. Finished the trip, came back home.
Right on. That's good.
Yeah.
I think it's time for Gab to do
Oh,
your final news segment of
Oh
all time on
my
the
Yes.
Soul Fly Show.
Shit.
This is
Yeah.
Fly fishing news with
epic.
Gab. It's back.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
I'm going to cue you up.
Oh yeah.
You got a
Okay.
story?
I got a
Here we go.
story.
Oh, sick.
Here we go, baby. Here we go. Go give it, Gab. Intro it.
Hello, this is Gabriel Bizorigis, your host of the Fly Fishing News podcast. Fly Fishing News.
With Gab.
Hey, yeah, fucked it up
baby.
again.
Perfect.
Right on. One last time.
I love this.
Hit us up,
Yeah.
Gab. What's going on?
Hey, you know what? The Liberal government of Canada has promised to end open pen of salmon on the BC coast.
Whoa.
Salmon who do not belong in the Pacific
Seriously?
Ocean because they were Atlantic salmon farms. And then it's been proven over and over that with so many studies that it's very detrimental for for the BC coast, for any coast for that matter. Eastern coast will probably come soon enough as well. But yeah, the Liberal says by 2025 that
5 years.
yeah, in 5 years all the open pen on the BC coast will be phased out, which
It's
is
amazing.
Yeah,
it's pretty good news,
that's
right?
good news. That's a win.
That's progress, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's very topical. If, of course, in the fly fishing community, if you guys have noticed or watched or been to a screening of Artificial by Patagonia, amazing film.
I still haven't seen it.
Amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
I will.
And they outline problems with open pen salmon farming in any, like you said, in any water.
It's all around the west coast, right? Like
They spread disease.
Artificial. They talk about the States, but it's happening in Canada. So
It's happening in Norway. It's happening
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Sweden. It's happening,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Patagonia as well.
Mhm.
I think they're doing it too. But yeah, it's no good. I saw one time. It was in on CBC News one evening, and there was a guy in Saskatchewan farming. I think it was rainbow, or it might have been Atlantic salmon, but in the middle of nowhere, in Saskatchewan, in a field, and the water coming out of the farm, you could just take a glass and drink it.
Jeez.
Yeah. So like on land fish farms, there's a way to do it right.
Yeah.
So I think our government to ban that is a good way. And now we're kind of forced to do it on land, and
Mhm.
got to get our act together and make sure that the water coming out of there, like it's clean and go back to the land. And
Yeah, I also think
Yeah.
you always hear, well, at least the more if you read fish news or if you read articles in like the Fly Fish Journal or whatever, you always hear about like open net pens failing and thousands of Atlantic salmon escape a pen
And Atlantic salmon is the most farmed around the world, and they
Mhm.
only belong in one place, and it's in the northern Atlantic Ocean.
right.
So if it's in Patagonia, if it's in BC, if it's in even New Zealand, I think do it. I think, and they don't belong there. So as soon as there's one in the environment, it's not good. So when
Yeah.
it's an entire pen failing, and
Yeah.
and also it spreads diseases.
Mhm.
You see it on the west coast. Steelhead
Mhm.
has more. They come back from the sea with a lot more
Lice.
Lice, yeah,
Yeah.
sea lice.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot more of them. A lot more sea lice on the fish. On the east coast too, with Atlantic salmon. You see the propagation of sea lice that gets a little bit more intense than usual. So the
There's some pretty
Crazy.
gnarly images that Patagonia took of farmed fish that are just
a lot of them are just so gross, right? Like they.
Mhm.
I know, which I feel like it's not the fish's fault.
No. of
No,
course
it's not. It's just
So I
because
feel kind of bad mouthing these
terrible.
fish because it's not their fault.
No, it's terrible.
But
they don't.
They look very ill.
They're in
Yeah.
a pan, right? They're not like a steelhead or a salmon. They go at sea. They
Yeah, it should be
they
wild.
swim far, and they eat like good food. Like they eat
Must
like
be
bait fish. They eat squids and stuff, and that's why they're so colorful. Pen fish, man, they're just pellet fed with like coloration for their skin and stuff. There's nothing healthy about it. And then you get it at the grocery store. You're like, oh, this is a nice piece of salmon, but really like that salmon had like 4 eyes or was swimming crooked because like it's
Yeah.
folded in half and it's just gross like that. Like it's just
awful.
gross.
Yeah.
Terrible,
Awful.
cruel, inhumane. Awful.
Yeah.
Not to mention, like I
You
mean,
don't need salmon that bad.
No.
Like, chill.
Is the way is to stop just eating salmon.
Yeah.
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 Well, that's a whole other
I
conversation.
can
Yeah,
tell you,
yeah.
Aldo and I have been doing vegetables for 2 weeks straight.
Really?
Well,
You guys are
He's been
vegetarian?
doing it longer than me. I've
Not a
been doing it for a week.
vegetarian, just like more,
Healthy.
less. As I would say, like more plant based.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Like I'd like since we've been back from Mexico in October, I've been eating. I haven't. I only eat like veggie and veggie based stuff
Okay.
at home.
I try to reduce my meat too. Like I still
still
eat
a
a lot of meat,
I love eating fish.
but yeah, me too. And some chicken sometimes.
yeah,
But I try to have like way more vegetable.
I love eating fish. I love eating fish. I love eating meat. That's not going to stop.
Yeah.
But if I can eat less or do it in a more responsible way, then yeah, baby.
That's the one thing I want to start too in Quebec is hunting.
Mm.
So like I have a friend that has a property on an island on the St. Lawrence, and he goes for ducks there every fall. Spends all of his weekend there, and you know there's like deer and moose around. So like maybe I'll try to, probably not a moose like the first year, but I'll start small and start hunting. And you know, like Chantal and I like we don't like to buy meat because like a lot of the meat you buy is not so good. But you know, if you kill it yourself, clean it,
Yeah.
and then makes pretty
Yep.
good meal out of it, I think it's a pretty good way to eat it.
Absolutely.
I mean, April Vokey,
Yeah.
huge proponent for that, right?
Yeah.
So what you talked with her about that? Amy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention like farming Atlantic salmon on the Pacific coast and them escaping. has
That's
got
it, right? They
just-
don't belong there, so
Yeah,
it
exactly.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be there.
And they're gonna find a way. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Jeff Goldblum,
That's right.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, they will find a way. They have.
I
They have.
I know it's a script in a Hollywood movie, but
But it's Jeff Goldblum. So
it's kind of
Based in
true.
truth.
it is
Kind of true. Nature does tend
Find a
to
way.
find a way.
Yeah, it does. It does, and it has. Like I think, like there's been Atlantic salmon caught like by sports fishermen in BC,
Jeez.
like a bunch of times. I think it's been recorded,
Damn.
so they're already there.
Mm-hmm.
They are making their way,
Mm-hmm.
just like rainbows around the world.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Yeah.
What were you pointing at?
I don't
for?
Yeah, you pointed at me,
Yilma
so I
just
was.
pointed at Gab.
I
I was
was
like, oh,
just-
he's got something to say.
Yeah, I was just waiting for Yilma to say something.
Nice.
Oh, that's a good news story.
Yeah,
Is that it?
It's very good news.
That's
Hey,
it.
so,
I
sometimes
thought you
it's,
had two. What about 3D printing? Is that not part of the segment? No.
No.
Okay, no, this is good.
One
Sorry.
news at
I
a
mean,
time.
we could go 3D. Like,
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
I mean, I don't know, Mitchie. What do you want? You
I don't
want-
know. What's the next story? Do you have another story?
We found one other thing that's
Okay,
kind of
Gab,
interesting.
take
yeah.
it away, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
What's your other story?
Was it the Delaware? Yeah, the Delaware University has found a way that they are 3D printing corals,
Mhm.
and then they let fish go in. Like they put real
Ah.
coral and human-made coral together, and then they discovered that fish don't really make a difference.
Mhm.
So they could recreate like fish habitat,
Jeez.
or maybe try to recreate fish habitat.
Also seems kind of
um,
naive though, doesn't it?
With
I love it. Don't get me wrong, but
it is.
maybe
to me,
like
it kinda sounded
naive
me-
in one way.
Yeah.
well, like that we can just like make a fake nature. Oh, we destroyed nature. Ah, we'll just 3D print it.
It's about using it as like the building block to
base.
to
Help it start
Yeah,
again.
Help it start again.
So
That's great.
coral
That's
like
great.
grabs onto things,
I figured
right?
as
Because
much
it's a
'cause it
living thing.
seems
So
like-
yeah, I guess like if the structure is there, coral go
To
and
start.
stick to it
That's awesome.
and then start.
That's great.
Yeah.
Look at that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if like the plastic leaches into. I mean, I'm sure they've thought of all this.
Okay,
stuff.
so the 3D printed model,
Mhm.
this is from globalcitizen.org. The 3D printed model acts as a support system for baby coral to float onto and grow upon.
Okay.
Over time, the biodegradable material
Oh, nice.
boom, decays, leaving behind only coral
That's
and setting
awesome.
the stage for a full-blown reef development.
See, that makes more sense.
That
Nice.
makes more sense. That's
So
beautiful.
what Gab was talking about is the other thing that they were trying to figure out was like, are fish going to care that it's fake in the wild? And so they were trying to, and apparently there was they tested
Super
it
cool.
in a tank. 4 different 3D printed coral models and then real coral, and it didn't seem to matter. They
dope.
it seemed
fucking
like-
awesome.
yeah.
It's you got to do. We're losing coral, so it's important to do the research.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then positive.
Yeah.
Positive
real
result is always good,
Yeah.
right?
100%. It's awesome.
That's awesome.
Nice news stories.
Science.
Those
So-
2 science-based news stories.
Yeah.
That's for your last one ever.
Yeah.
Last news with Gab.
Well, actually, one was kind
no.
of like politically charged, which
Yes.
is what Gab is.
That's good. Yeah.
Politically charged.
It's heavy.
Politically charged. Am I
Hard-hitting.
politically charged?
Kind
yeah,
of, man.
absolutely.
A little bit, eh?
Yeah,
Definitely,
you're
man. I'm
radical.
sure.
I've always called you radical.
I don't think I'm a
always.
radical because like I'm not involved really with any. I'm just a loud
Yeah,
talker.
but you still have that mentality.
I'm kind of like those people that like complains about hockey, but only watch it from their living room. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like a couch.
I don't know, man.
activist.
I feel like
I'm like a couch activist. You know,
I feel like I don't know, man. I feel like if push came to shove, you'd chain yourself to a tree.
I
You know
yeah,
what
I
mean?
would. I
if
totally
somebody
would.
came
I
to
totally
like
would.
chop down the forest around the Jacques Cartier,
I blew up.
like,
I blew up a bridge that is not used too much. You know, but we heard that in Temagami. Remember?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. In Temagami, they wanted to cut down a old growth forest,
Mm.
and it was like a bridge only used by like a
Loggers.
mining and logging company,
Mhm.
and someone blew it up.
Red Squirrel Road.
where it's, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I definitely, I feel like if somebody came to chop down your Jacques Cartier,
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
you'd be there.
Yeah. Well, that's a good news segment, Gab. Thanks so much for doing that.
Hey, thanks so
Should we
much for
sign you
having
off?
me.
Yeah.
Want to do your last Gab?
Yeah.
Gab
Yeah,
sign
yeah.
off. All right, take it
All
away,
right.
baby.
This is Gabriel Bizorigis. It was Fly Fishing News with Gab on the SoFly podcast. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Nice.
Sick.
Nice.
I felt like was it
Shit.
July 1st when Peter Mansbridge did in his last national.
I remember
That was
that.
it, man. You're
That's right.
That was it. It was like so
That was it.
like normal. It was like yeah, have a good evening, and then he just left.
you,
Nice, man. That
you-
was good.
You, Peter Mansbridge. Boom.
Right?
Just like that.
Just
we,
like
we
that.
hang. We hang.
It'd be so cool to hang out with him.
I know. When I have my raft, I'm gonna invite him. I'm gonna dude, you're gonna come fly fish with me.
Yeah.
So I'll try to get Harry too. He's a royal. He must fly fish.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was great. It was nice to have one final news segment where you covered a couple
Yeah.
topical issues.
It was very nice.
Some very interesting political things, and that coral thing's pretty cool sounding.
Yeah, yeah. Science and politics.
Yeah.
When the two agree together, great things happen.
Yeah, what's your favorite SoFly memory, baby?
My favorite SoFly
Is this
memory.
like a Gab tailored Mitchie's Fishies 5?
Well, this is a this is a Mitchie's
Yeah.
Fishies question or two.
Mitchie's Fishies Gabby.
I think it was like all of us in a float plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember that
yeah.
morning, like on the dock,
I'll
like
never forget it.
yeah.
Mhm.
I think that's it. Yeah, because like as a kid, I've always wanted to be in a float plane, but to have it done with you guys, that was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
It was a ton of fun.
I felt so sick.
I know. Oh
but
yeah,
I would do it again in a heartbeat.
You went gray.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The way there I went gray, and then the way there I puked green.
Yeah.
And maybe some. Nope, you'll probably be on one again.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
like motion
absolutely.
sickness pills. Is that a
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, my sister-in-law was like, "You should get those bracelet that press on your vein," and I was like, "That's bogus. I don't believe in that shit."
Just bring some bags.
No,
with
I'll just get
it
drunk.
redirects
Oh, here we go.
neural pathways other
Oh my
directions.
God.
That's all
What?
it is, man. It's
Yeah.
science. It's like it's directing your brain to think.
you. Bring some bags with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Take some
bags.
pills and
Bring
barf
some
in a
bags
bag.
with you.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Whatever, you know.
100%,
You're
yeah.
going to sick places, so
Yeah.
I don't mind getting sick on the way there.
Oh my god.
As long as I'm okay getting out of the plane.
Yeah, 100%.
Adventure.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's
You-
a good memory,
you
man. That was
guys-
a ton of fun.
Are you guys gonna get in a float plane soon?
Not
know.
soon.
I told Chantal, I was like, we should move to Quebec City and then buy a float plane, and then I'll just be a bush pilot. And she was like, you will die. And then I'm like,
You should.
why?
You know,
because
you
I
probably
because
will.
I have ADD and I want to drive a float plane. She's like, yes.
What if
yes,
you can be-
exactly
should.
for that reason?
What if you can be a part of the the guys that look out for forest fires?
Yeah.
So you can be the guy who looks while the other person's flying, and they make tons of money. You do that?
I don't know if they make tons of money, but
They do. I know a girl who
fly,
did it.
oh,
She
yeah?
made like $75,000 a year
And when does he fish?
because it's
Yeah,
Ooh, yeah, because they don't land.
yeah.
I know.
Uh-oh.
It's useless.
I mean, if you just want to be
I don't
really
wanna
high
fly
up,
just
maybe.
Mm.
yeah.
And then we'll scope out the different
Oh, yeah.
waterways. You know.
Mm-hmm. Should get your pilot's
But yeah, that
license.
was that
Get your
was
pilot's license would be pretty cool.
Be super
I
fun.
know,
I'd love
but-
to get mine.
dude. If I do that,
Yeah.
like I can barely drive. I'm a terrible driver. Imagine me with
Fair
like a
enough.
float plane. I'd be like, buckle up, baby.
Are you a turbo driver? Like we've never been with Gab
That'd be
driving, so
awesome.
we don't even know.
I don't usually. I drive by myself. I don't take people driving yet
Oh, okay.
with
Just
me.
in case.
Yeah, just in case. I took Chantal on the car with me driving, and she got really mad.
Yeah.
So I haven't driven with anyone since.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, rock and roll.
yeah.
Rock and roll, yeah.
Rock and roll.
Wait, Gab, what's your favorite fish? Is it still the same?
I think
The last time you answered this question, it was a pike.
it was pike. I think pike is still really good. You know.
Still your favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, especially going this summer again, like for like another dedicated
Mhm.
trip to pike and knowing a little bit more and learning a little bit more.
Right.
It's been really cool.
And second is Brookie.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's almost a given. Like I don't even want to call it my favorite fish because like I like it so much.
Mm.
I just try to find something else.
Yeah.
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 Cool, man.
Gab, it's been a hell of a time over the years. It was a ton of fun having you on the show, obviously, and creating SoFly, and it was great to have you back here
Hey,
today.
we got thanks. We
Yeah.
got awesome memories. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah,
never
man.
going away. And then
Nope.
Make some new
geez,
ones.
man, I'll come back. You guys come visit me.
We got to
and
come visit
We
for
will,
sure.
for
I
sure.
You
wanna
guys,
do
you
this
guys for sure has
trans-tiger
to
thing. Yeah.
come visit. Yeah, the trans tiger looks pretty sick.
Yeah.
You
We'd
love to
looked
come
it
out.
up.
thing. Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, hey, you guys are always welcome. And
That'd be
I-
like a project of a lifetime.
yeah,
Yeah, it'd be fun.
I've got a room for guests now.
Oh,
Nice.
So you guys come.
We'll all cuddle up.
Yeah,
Awesome.
by the fireplace.
Three
you
of us
know,
on one
and,
bed.
Transla Tigra. It's exciting.
I'll get a polar bear pelts to put in front of the fireplace. You
Nice.
guys
I
can
actually have a
cuddle on it.
I actually have a bearskin rug if you want it.
Really?
It's yours.
I don't think Chantal would like
Oh,
that.
okay. I just don't know what to do with it. It was
I know, right?
It was
Like-
my grandfather's. I can't get rid of it, but I don't want it
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
house.
It's like
Give it to Eric.
it's like my wife's chinas. Like we never use them, but like we don't want to get rid of it. 'Cause
Yeah.
if someone's like, "Hey, do you have those?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've actually never used them.
It's like I'm never gonna put this in. Maybe if I get a cabin one.
Yeah, put it on the wall or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In your bedroom, you should just put it on. Like you should use that as your
My
your,
headboard.
your bedboard. Yeah, your headboard.
Nice having you back, Gab.
Yeah, thanks for having
Yeah.
me back, guys.
Yeah, man.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Of course, Gab. Where can people find your? Because obviously you're still shooting a lot, right? So,
Oh, yeah,
So
for
where
sure.
can people find your photography and everything?
You know, same as before. Instagram is where I post the more often, like
Mhm.
3 times a week and stuff. Gab Bizot photography.
And you've been publishing a few magazines now.
Yeah. I've done a lot of magazines last year. That's kind of been like my focus. Just becoming a better angler, working a lot more hours at Drift.
Mhm.
You know, learning from Chris and Rob,
Mhm.
and then shooting for magazine. That's been my years.
Dope.
It's been awesome.
Nice, man. Check him out on Instagram. Follow along with your travels.
Yeah.
And thanks everybody at home for listening.
All right, thanks so much, people.
Yeah, that's it for me, Mitch. Yilma.
It's been a great episode.
Thanks.
Aldo
Yeah. Take care, Gab.
Yeah, you
good
too,
luck,
guys.
Good luck in Quebec City, man.
Thanks so much.
and Gab.
Should be fun. Hey, thanks everyone, and let's keep in touch. Ontario is a great place to be, so I'll miss it.
Cheers.
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 You can find all of SoFly's content at sofly.ca. On Instagram, we're at the SoFly Crew. You can reach us at thesoflycrew@gmail.com with any questions, comments, or concerns. On Facebook, we're SoFly, and our podcast is available on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify.